This is Dave Cyderbaby for Rock Radio UK. I'm speaking to another Rock Radio DJ, Mr. Mick White. Hello, sir.
Hello.
You're
Hello,
right.
it's lovely to be here.
Oh, good. I've got a bone to pick with you. Why are you so popular on the radio?
Do you know what? I'm as baffled as you are. I'm absolutely baffled. I don't know. I've got nothing. I literally some lunatic let me loose on the radio, and people seem to like it. That's all I can say.
This bloody lunatic, you were saying, has suddenly found that he's got more listeners tuning in to Mick White's show than he is his own show.
I told you I could start being really boring if you like.
Please do.
Love it.
I've got to say, actually, the amount of app usage on Thursday afternoon when you're on air is incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
that's really cool.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about me and
No,
radio
we're not.
station.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's talk about you, sir.
Should we talk about my other day job?
Yeah, go on. What is your other day job? I am interested to know.
I am the vocalist in White Skies.
I had heard this.
Yes.
Yeah. White Skies, haven't they got an album coming out soon?
We do. We've got an album coming out a week tomorrow, the 27th of March, called Shouting at the Hurricane. I'm very happy about it. I am.
Well, so
I've been
you should
sitting on
be.
this album for about well, a long time, too long. So I'm very, very happy that it's finally seeing the light of day.
Yeah, it's a damn fine album, I've got to say. The first two singles, If This Is It, 88 Crash, are superb. We won't mention the airplay you're getting on a certain other radio station.
Just got renewed for another week.
Did it?
We won't that station that cannot be named. Yeah, it's
You've got to be pleased about that, though. I mean, not many bands crack Planet Rock.
Do you know what, Dave? In all seriousness, it's a game changer, and we are. I mean, for a little band like us to get that, you're right. You know, it's all credit to an incredible team that we've got in both record companies. You know, the German Metallopolis and Conquest in the UK. The guys have been. They took this album and they saw there was something special, and they have, and especially 88 Crash. I think from both sides they were like, "This is a rock radio smash," and you know, it's to have got that playlist. You know, they brought in a girl called Lisa Bardsley who's done the marketing on it.
Okay.
And she's, her CV's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You know, but they believe in it and they put their money where their mouth is. And, you know, the things that are happening right now are beyond my wildest dreams for on the back of that. And so much more to come now. Every day there's something else coming now, you know.
Really?
We literally just announced today that we're going to be playing with FM 11 in Stoke. We're doing a show with them.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm good friends with the FM guys, very good friends with them. I have been for many, many years. But it's stuff when people see that you're out there, that something's happening, doors start opening for you. And there's so much other things, that a lot of which I can't talk about at the moment. But
you can tell me, nobody listens.
No, I can't. I've been told not to.
I'm your boss.
But yeah, it's amazing, and like I say, I have to take my hat off to the guys at Conquest and Metallopolis for all the incredible work they've done.
Yeah, I have put a link on the website to the.
I saw that. Album. Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. That. So anybody watching this, if you just scroll down a bit, you'll see at the bottom there's a little link for the album, Shouting at the Hurricane. Just click that. That'll take you to the record store of the British
Conquest. It's
Conquest. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's the pre-order.
And it's rather cheap as well. It's a measly £12, I do believe.
I know. It's got me on it. It should be double that.
Cool. you'll be wanting paid work for the radio as well, mate.
Well, you know, I'm not going to hope for miracles.
Yeah, coming from me. You're lucky if you get a pint.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this album anyway.
Yeah.
Shouting at a Hurricane. Just go with the title track. What's it about?
Oh, okay. We're going straight for the jugular.
Oh, yes.
So, Shout at the Hurricane is, it's literally me. It's me saying, I've written, I did a solo album a few years ago, and there was a big track on it called Emergency on Planet Earth. On the first White Skies album, there was Black Tide, the title track, and a track called One Step Forward. And it was really just me saying, you know, we're living in a terrible world, and you know, what sort of place are we leaving for our kids and their kids, and you know, and stuff, and trying to say, look, we can be better, and all that shit. And obviously, you know, the stuff that's going on in the world, it just seems to just get worse and worse and worse. And phones, you know, people are just addicted to phones and all this kind of stuff. And so the song is just literally me saying, I'm shouting at the hurricane. I'm kind of, you know, nothing's ever going to change. It doesn't matter, you know, what we say or what we do. The world has turned to a dark place now. So I guess, and this ties in a little bit with If This Is It, Get Ready, because that's me basically saying, if this is what we've got, then fuck it. I'm just gonna get on with it. Here's the middle finger. I'm gonna have the best time and do whatever I need to do to make my life the best it can be. So those two tracks on the album are the only ones that I've kind of been, political is the wrong word, I guess, just a little bit conscious of what's going on, you know, and stuff. You know, the rest of the album, like something like 88 Crash, for example, I just went, Ray sent me over this great riff, absolutely brilliant riff. And I said, what would Mick White in First Strike when I was 20, what would Mick White have written? You know, what lyrics? And I just went total cock rock on it, you know, and anthemic. And I'm really glad I did, because, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why that song has been picked up, because I think it's a leave your brain at the door, forget about all the shit that's going on, and just a good old rock track. And I think that's maybe what we need right now.
Oh yeah, losing yourself in music can't be anything better, can it?
No.
All right, I'm not going to dissect all the tracks. I mean, you've mentioned the two singles. You've mentioned, we've spoken about the title track. But which two songs would you pick out other than those?
There's a track which is going to be the next single.
Okay.
Which is coming out. This is exclusive, hey Dave? Exclusive.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's coming out the day of the album, so it's coming out on the 27th of March. We've shot a brilliant video for it, called I Can't Make This Alone.
Okay.
And it's a little bit of a departure for us. It's a slower track. It's got a little bit of a country feel to it, a bit of Americana to it.
Yeah.
Again, when Ray sent it over to me, it was kind of it was very embryonic, it was very basic. And my mum was very ill at the time. She passed away, unfortunately, but I was being very, very reflective, and I wrote this lyric just came out of me. And it's quite an honest, you know, very reflective, looking back at triumphs and failures, you know. And so it's a very personal song to me. I'm very glad it's going to be a single. It'll be interesting to see how it's received after 88 Crash. But hopefully people are going to pick up on the sentiment of it, and you know, it'll show that we're not just, you know, balls out. We can do something a bit sensitive and a little bit kind of more grown up, you know.
Sorry, what?
So that would well, kind of, it's a trap, isn't it? But
it is.
And then I'm just thinking now, I do love Shouting at the Hurricane, actually, the track. I do love it. It's, you know, it's the one song that we all wrote as a band. Me and Pete, the keyboard player, had kind of come up with a song. And the good thing about this album is we had a chance to rehearse these songs before we recorded them, which we the Black Tide, the first album, was very much a studio project. So we took a lot of these songs, not all of them, but we took a lot of them into the rehearsal studio. And Shout at the Hurricane was a song that really grew. So
Right.
I really feel it's a White Skies song. It's a
Yeah.
real kind of, that I mean, it was always going to be the title track because it's just such a great title.
Yeah.
But more so because I feel it's a blueprint for the band and where we're going and for this album. So yeah, I would say those two.
Okay. Okay. I've got to pick out. Who would I pick out here now? Righteous Zone is quite a good track for me.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that. I'm
Okay.
really glad you said that. That was a track that Pete, the keyboard player Pete, he'd had a backing track for it kicking around for ages.
Right.
And he sent it over to me and he said, "Oh, I've had this." I said, I don't know whether we can do anything. It had no guitars on it.
Mhm.
But it just had this kind of soul feel to it,
Mm.
this kind of, I like a lot of the kind of Motown and all that kind of shit. I like that. And I just kind of got that chorus. I just kind of got that going and I just thought there's something going on here. It was embryonic. I sent it over to Ray. Ray put those massive guitars on it. And then when he came back to me, it was gone. It was just there.
Yeah.
And I like it because it's just a different side to us. And like I say, it's kind of got that almost a bit of a soul kind of, initially I was saying to Pete, maybe we should put the sort of boxer beat on it, and have that kind of that and that and that and that in the chorus. But but a lot of the reviews have picked up on it, eh? And
Right.
I'm really happy about that because it's yeah, like I say, it's a fun track. We haven't rehearsed it yet,
Okay.
but we are 100%. It's going to go in the set later on down the year, but I think it's going to be one that we're going to have to get in. There's a lot going on in that track, so I
Yeah.
think it's one that we're going to have to get into the rehearsal and probably spend a couple of rehearsals just doing that track,
Yeah.
But yeah, good song.
Overall, the actual album is very, well, diverse is probably the wrong word. It shows the expanse of your capabilities as a band.
Yeah, I'd say,
You can go from one to the other, commercial with the first couple of tracks to epic with Shouting at the Hurricane, then Righteous Zone, One Life as well, Control,
yeah,
all very different songs
yeah.
in
I
their own
mean,
right.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I mean, I don't think a lot of bands do 12 tracks on an album anymore, do they? I think
No, they
albums
don't.
have become very sort of 8 or 9 tracks, and we actually honed this down from a lot more.
Mm,
But it's been over 3 years since Black Tide, and I think we wanted to just we've been writing a lot, and we kind of there was a lot of discussion about what sort of album we were going to make.
right.
Black Tide was so very much a studio project. We did
Mm,
it in COVID, and it was me and Ray. We decided we wanted to write this AOR album,
yeah.
and then we brought Pete in, and we never thought there was going to be a band. We
Mm,
just thought it was going to be a studio project, and suddenly we got offered a deal, and then the company that put out the first album, Pride and Joy, they were like, "Well, we want three singles and 3 videos," and I was like, "We haven't even got a band." you know so it was we ended up getting Rob and Daz in and stuff, but so that album, like I say, was very much kind of a studio project. With this one, we spent a lot of time thinking about this being a White Skies album,
mm,
and there's a lot of different flavors. I mean, the majority of the songwriting comes from myself and Ray, but Pete contributes. I mean, I think he was on. He's musically was Righteous Zone, Control, and Shout at the Hurricane, which are three
mm,
big songs. But Pete he's the master of production, and doing all the technical stuff, arranging. So yeah. So as I say, I think we really made a point of trying to make an album that was it wasn't just going to be like we didn't we kind of got labeled with the AOR thing,
Mm.
which was fair enough on that album, but I feel we've come away from that a
Yeah,
little
you
bit on
have.
this album.
Mm.
And it's more of a, like I say, it's more of a White Skies album. We did a lot of touring on Black Tide, and we kind of became really good friends.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of time out on the road, and I think that really grows and changes you as a band, and I think that you can feel that in this album.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's like the chemistry coming together. I think once you, like you say, once you're on the road and you're bonding together on stage,
yeah,
then something clicks in your mind that you can actually say, oh, perhaps this will work, perhaps that will work. That'll sound
yeah,
great. And
100%.
I think this is where the infamous second album for bands comes and goes.
Yeah,
You know, it's either fantastic, which this is, or it's quite bad
yeah.
because people's egos have gotten in the way, and this certainly smacks of utter brilliance.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I think another thing is, Dave. I don't know how familiar you are with Black Tide,
Hmm,
but from my point of view, personally, Black Tide was very much for me. It was a love letter
yeah,
to Journey, Foreigner, Toto, all those wonderful bands. Because I'd never made an AOR album. I'd
mhm,
never made an AOR album. I was in Samson. First Strike was like proper cock rock.
yeah,
I'd never kind of done that. And Ray, I don't know if you know Ray's history, but he was in a band called Yah, and they
yeah,
made this incredible album, Yah 2, in the late 80s. And me and Ray, we were big buddies back then, and we'd always talked about writing together and stuff. So yeah. So when we made Black Tide, I was in the studio here because I recorded it all in this little room, and I was trying, like, there's a track called Emily, and I was trying to do my best Steve Perry, on that
yeah,
track, and so it wasn't really vocally. It was me sort of as a homage to Lou Gramm and Steve Perry and and
hmm,
and all those kind of singers. Whereas on Shout of the Hurricane, this is a Mick White vocal. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to kind of do anything other than give you full on, this is what I am. This is me fronting White Skies as Mick White. And that's been quite refreshing for me on this album. I think it's made a big difference to the
yeah.
sound as well. So yeah,
Okay. So to wrap it up, White Skies, Shouting at the Hurricane. The album is out on the 27th.
27th of March, yeah.
Yes, 27th of March, and it is available from.
It's available from Conquest Music. Go our socials, all the pre-orders and stuff are there. Will this go out to Europe?
Yes.
So in Germany and mainland Europe, it's out through Metallopolis. There's no crossover here, so it's Germany, mainland Europe. Everything's available through Metallopolis. UK, Ireland, and the rest of the world is through Conquest. So
Okay,
yeah, and
okay.
there's links all over our socials for both of the pre-orders. So go and get them. Go and get it.
And you're doing an album launch show at the Gifford?
We are doing an album launch show at the Gifford, yes, which is going to be awesome. We're going to be playing a lot of the new album. We will be doing some Black Tide stuff. My son, Jake T. White, and his band are opening the show, and there's a band called Arrow Valley, who are special guests. And Arrow Valley have a wonderful guitarist called Luke Hatton, who was my co-writer and guitarist on my solo album, Something's Got to Give. So it's a real family affair, this one.
Yeah.
And the gift's always good. Gift's always good for dropping after the show, dropping downstairs and losing yourself in about 1,000 Jaeger bombs. So it should be good.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I wish you all the
That
very
that
best.
sorry, Dave. That's on the 3rd of April, Good
3rd of
Friday.
April. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, I wish you all the very best. I don't think you
Thank
need it
you,
because the music speaks for itself. It is absolutely stunning. So
thank you,
I
thank
just
you.
urge anybody who's watching this, who's excuse me, who's not got bored of my wittering, um,
Probably
to
me, mate. Probably me. I
probably
do
you.
go on a bit.
Yeah, I've noticed that in the radio shows. But honestly, just if you're still listening, just go. go and buy the album. Don't bother listening to it. Don't bother waiting for streaming to come and test it. Just order the album because you won't be disappointed.
What
Mick,
that man said. What that man said.
Mick, thank you very much.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Lovely. Thank you. All the best.